As far as new car releases go through 2007, there was some pretty amazing stuff available. Porsche 997 Turbo, Ferrari 599 GTB, even the boulevard cruising, white shoe loving Bentley Continental convertible was available. Just as hotly anticipated though was a little 3 Series coupe from BMW with 420 horsepower, the all-new Bmw M3. The E92 is the latest incarnation of the M3, which has a 21-year history. The car it replaces, the E46 M3, was considered the best 6-cylinder engine in the world. This new car then has a lot to live up to. Top star. They've started off on the right foot though. They've put an all-new 4-litre V8 engine in the front of this car. The engine itself was built in the same factory as the Formula 1 engines used in the BMW Sauber F1 team. Rumour has it that when you're naughty at the BMW Sauber factory, you go to the corner and build an M3 engine. Much like the F1 engines of today, it's a very high revving unit. Its peak power arrives at about 8,300 RPM, which is pretty high up for a V8 engine. It makes a pretty cool noise, I've got to say, when you open it up. It's really quite different to hear a V8 noise come out of the back of this car. It's very quiet in the cabin. If you really want to enjoy the noise of the engine and the exhaust, you've got to stick the windows down, but the good thing is that everyone outside can hear it, and that's all that matters. The M3 is the top of the line in BMW's 3 Series. And whilst the interior isn't really a hell of a lot different to the other 3 Series lines, it certainly does have its more sporty edges. You've got sporty seats that have a little button on the side here, pushes the back in so that you can feel a lot more secure and safe. It's got a great thick steering wheel. This is the first time I've had a decent chance to have a look at the iDrive system for BMW, and whilst it is a little bit fiddly, once you've navigated through the system and the menus a couple of times, it's pretty self-explanatory. Driving the car around day to day, sedately, just cruising, lovely car. 3 Series BMW, they're all fantastic. You know, it's got a nice note, it's got a big bulge in the bonnet. But I tell you what, it really does change its character when you push the little button on the steering wheel that says M, for madness. Once you've programmed the M button correctly, that's where you can really bring out the best that this car has to offer. When you push the M for madness button, what you get are certain settings in the car adjusted to suit your personal needs. The variables that are adjustable are the EDC, DSC, power, and servotronic. EDC, electronic damping control. DSC is the dynamic stability control, which is essentially your traction control. Great thing about BMWs, of course, always is that you can completely switch the traction control off. The power button is still there, basically just sharpening the throttle response. And also they've added in servotronic on the steering. So when you dial the servotronic to sport, what that does is make the steering a little heavier and gives you a lot more feel and feedback when you're driving at speed. It's not until you get it out and really push it though that you realise just how good this car is. One of its best features, as far as I'm concerned, is their tricky diff, the M differential. It's got to be the best differential on the market. Essentially what happens when you're coming out of a corner and you get back on the gas, the M differential will sort out how much power is being driven to either wheel and make sure that you get the maximum amount of power down onto the tarmac. What it also allows you to do is this. overall, this really is an incredible car. It's an obvious step forward from the E46 in so many ways. For a day-to-day car that really is very comfortable and very, very quick, I don't think you could go much further. Through 2008, Platinum File members are going to have the chance to get out on our drive days and have fun in the cars like we have had today. Our chief instructor of the drive days, Matt Coleman, is here with us today to take the M3 out for a few laps. Matty, you've driven just about everything from Audi Super Tourers, Porsche Carrera Cups, and even the 600 horsepower fire-breathing V8 supercars. Mate, have you driven this one yet?
Not yet.
Mate, let's go and do a few laps. Straight up, what are your thoughts? How do you think the car feels?
Well, first opinion straight out of the gate is the V8 motor sounds absolutely phenomenal.
How good is that?
Well, there's been lots to talk about it. First impression is very nice. Very still much an M3 in terms of the ride still feels firm. The handling feels quite exciting, as always. We're getting good grip, and surely if I start to wind on a bit of gas, we'll feel there that she snaps into a bit of oversteer, and which is what we expect from a big V8 and a small coupe like this one. As each lap we get around here, the car's just becoming more and more drivable as I'm learning the way it wants to be driven. I mean, through there, it's just so delicate. But naturally, we're running this at the moment with all the safety devices turned off. It's such a well-controlled car. You know, you're not fighting the wheel. There's none of this business on the steering wheel. I think it really has taken the M3 to another level, which I'm sure current M3 owners are going to love hearing. I mean, the current model's been a cracker, and this one's really that little bit more refined again. You buy these cars to drive daily, and if it's a car you can drive daily and be comfortable in to and from work, then you can get it out on the track day and have as much fun as we are now. Well, I don't think you can really offer much better package than what we've got here. The car is quite exciting to drive, to say the least, on the circuit.
You know what, mate? The smile on my face is going to be even bigger when we pull this car into the pits and we swap over and I drive so that I can have a chance to put you through this. I don't know, mate. What are your thoughts? Pro, 420 horsepower. Pro rear-wheel drive. And a fantastic rear differential. I guess what we're going to look at is it a viable day-to-day proposition and a true sports car at the same time?
Oh, absolutely. I think a car that can do what it just did on the circuit.
Yeah.
It's got 4 seats and 4 generous seats.
Still got the 60-40 split fold rear seat, so you can put it down and your wife can put the groceries in when she's off doing the shopping and you're at the pub.
Do you let your wife drive yours?
I don't have a wife. Don't even have a girlfriend.
But you've got an M3.
I've got an M3. The engine, without question, for me, is the highlight of the car. What they've created here with this new M3 is pretty darn close to the perfect mix of a day-to-day car and a performance car. And I think once again, BMW absolutely nailed it.
Platinum File. Experience is everything.